reason that I've done this hole a little further away is to just give a little more green behind the hole. So this one is going to be 14 inches, or 16 inches to the edge of the cup, where the other ones were 12. Now it's a good time to talk about the putting green and the grain of the putting green. I decided to choose that I want to putt against the grain that way. That means this way it's going to be coming a little faster as I'm putting. As you roll the putting green out of the box, the end that is on the furthest outside of the putting green is going to be against the grain. So this is going to be the end that I'm going to put on my 2-hole end. So I'll just carry this over just to show you that when this lays out on the green, as I putt this direction, I'm going to be putting into the grain, and it'll go just a little slower than the other direction. You can feel it just by brushing against it or brushing with it. We're done cutting holes. Time to glue. Make sure the holes are back in place so that the glue doesn't go through it onto the floor below. One more demonstration. We're going to set the putting green down here, and I want to show you that the putting green is about a ½ inch inside the edges of the wallboard. We're going to come all the way to the edge of it when we lay it down, but we're going to leave about a ½ inch on each side. Adhesive spray on the back of the wallboard. Again, I'm going to keep it from the edges, and I'll go all the way to the ends. The key to this is to get good coverage. If you leave coverage undone on the wallboard, where there is nothing holding the green to the wallboard, and then you get thermal expansion, you can get a bubble. So the key to this is to make sure you get good coverage as you spray it. You also want to spray with the can up. Don't tip it upside down like this, because if you tip it upside down, it'll stop spraying. And we'll just start by spraying here. And I can see it. You may not be able to, but I can see all the way down the side of it, so that the spray is getting good coverage. All the way to the end. Now I'm trying to move this on fairly quick so that when we put the putting green down on it, it's still slippery, so that we can manipulate the putting green right onto the wallboard. I'm going to use this entire can on this wallboard to make sure that we're really getting good adhesion. So 1 full can for each 8-foot board. You want to get it down near the edge, but not right on the margin. This will be tacky in about 10 minutes. And if it's tacky, then it's going to, the green, as it sticks to it, is not going to be easily moved. So I really want to just keep emptying this can without stopping. And we're out. So now, while it's still wet, we pull these holes out, and we're going to get the green over. Put those face to face. Send to the side. And now start rolling out the green. This is to make sure that the putting green side, which is the fuzzy side, is going to be up when we're done. You also want to make sure that as you start it here, that the first edge really gets going perfect. So we will line it up here, like so, and roll it out. Okay. Both sides are rough, but the putting side is really the roughest side. Now, while it is still able to roll out, make sure that I am just about even on both sides. Center the green as we go. And just as you go, just kneel on it and rub your hand down, pushing out any air bubbles as you go. If you get it started straight the first time, it really makes it easy. If not, pull it up and make sure that it's straight as you go down. I'm rubbing my hand underneath the screen just to make sure that all of the air bubbles are out. And I'm going to pull my cardboard out so I don't get any glue on this portion of the green. And I'm just going to roll it right out onto the floor and rub it down good. Again, making sure all the air bubbles are out. You'll make neat prints in the green as you go. Don't worry, those will pop right back out. Minutes for this piece to get set up. I want to talk to you a little bit about how this green comes to you. First of all, this is against the grain. So the very end that rolls out first is against the grain. Secondly, both sides are textured. The putting green side is textured a little more, but the bottom side of the green is also textured. We do that specifically for these outdoor applications because you need this texture in order to adhere to the wallboard. So the texture, so the side that has the glue on it is going to be the side that is on the outside of the green. The second can of adhesive onto the second piece of wallboard. Before we do that, I'm going to roll this out right onto the second piece of wallboard to see how straight my lines are. And I got just a little wide on this end as compared to that end, just a hair. So I can manipulate this second piece of wallboard just a little bit underneath here so that this line is going to be nice and straight now. We'll roll this back, we'll pull the wallboard back straight, spray it, and then slide it back underneath